Good afternoon and welcome to the Fire Situation Report for Sunday, August 1st, 2015. Right now it's noon and we want to get you an update on the latest of the wildfires burning in California. Let's jump right over to our statewide interactive Google Fire Map where you can see just how many fires are burning still in the state. In fact, today 21 large wildfires are burning up and down the state now. Yesterday, last night, crews made good progress on several fronts, while still the Rocky Fire continued to grow at an explosive rate. Let's start with a couple of those fires that have been contained. Down in Southern California, the Lake Fire that had been burning since June, that fire burning down in San Bernardino County near Big Bear Lake right here off Highway 38. The Lake Fire burned well over 30,000 acres. As of yesterday, 100% containment on that fire. Also, down in San Diego, another fire also recently just contained. That's the Cutka Fire that was burning on Palomar Mountain. It too is now contained. So, crews making good progress and some headway on some of the fires while still seeing quite a bit of activity. Now, if you've watched any of our other updates, you may know still seeing a lot of lightning, and I'm going to talk about that in just a little bit. But I want to first start with one of the largest fires burning right now in California. That's the Rocky Fire. It has now grown to 47,000 acres. 47,000 acres have burned in the Rocky Fire that's burning just east of Clear Lake. Now, yesterday, that fire was in the low 20,000s. But in just a 5-hour period, actually, we'll show you some video of what happened last night, of how quickly it grew. But I just want to zoom in just a little bit further and show you the perimeter of this fire. So, Clear Lake over here, Highway 20 connects right above here. The big goal last night was trying to keep this fire from jumping Highway 20 up here on the north and Highway 16 over here on the east. Now, despite how active this fire was, firefighters have been able to keep it below 20 and to the west of Highway 16. Additional evacuations were called yesterday, were ordered in many areas along Highway 20 as well as along Highway 16. Now, today, there are well over 12,000 residents who have been evacuated, either mandatory or advisory, in about 5,000 homes threatened by this blaze. A majority of those homes are over here on the west side of the fire. Clear Lake, Lower Lake, parts of those communities that are on the east side of Highway 53 have been put on notice over the last couple of days that this fire could turn back to the west and threaten those homes. Now, this has been a very interesting fire as far as the direction that it has grown. It started on Wednesday, triple-digit temperatures, single-digit humidity, and gusty winds. Those winds have shifted over the last several days. In fact, the fire made several runs a couple days ago to the southeast direction. It started to push a little more to the west direction. And now what we're seeing is this fire continuing to move up to the north as well as over to the east. So we are still seeing very erratic winds. I want to show you guys some video here. This was shot by Tim Walton. Some great video that shows just how massive this fire has gotten. You can see it burning. This is yesterday afternoon as the fire made a significant run. Now this is as this fire is progressing closer to Highway 20. It burned all night long. Now, as I mentioned earlier, it burned at an explosive rate. Within 5-hour period yesterday, this fire consumed 20,000 acres. That's a real historic, unprecedented amount of acreage burned by a fire in such a short amount of time, especially without having major weather factors like Santa Ana winds. So what's allowing this fire to burn so actively and so rapidly? Well, it's the drought conditions. The grass, the brush, the trees, they are tinder dry. You add a little bit of wind to it, and that's allowing this fire to be explosive in size. Now, again, you can just see from some of these shots, these wide shots, just how large the fire line is. Here's a fire whirl. You can see just how unstable the air is in this area. When you get fire whirls like this, it definitely is a sign that there's some instability and there's danger. This is definitely a very dangerous fire. Now, fortunately, no injuries have been reported on the fire despite how dangerous conditions are. I will tell you, Firefighter safety is paramount when it comes to being able to battle these fires. Though life and property are our priorities, we have to make sure that we're keeping our firefighters safe when they're doing so. So again, some just great video that just really shows you how quickly this fire has been burning. We'll zoom out a little bit and go back to showing you just again how busy it has been, especially in Northern California. You can see there are a lot of fires in Northern California, especially over the last couple of days. We've seen a lot of lightning activity. I want to switch right over and show you a image that shows just exactly how many fires we have seen, or lightning strikes, excuse me, we have seen. Now, this may be hard to see. Here's Sacramento here. This is the border with Nevada, so you can see Lake Tahoe right in here. A lot of lightning in the eastern Sierra and on the central Sierra, all the way across from Tulare all the way up through the south shore of Lake Tahoe. Significant lightning activity over the past 24 hours or so. Northern California. We really saw a lot of activity overnight, especially in Lassen County, Sierra County, Plumas County. Those areas also seen significant lightning activity. You can see each one of these is a strike that has hit the ground. Now, if I want to give you guys just a little bit of an idea of, over the past 24 hours or so, you can see those lightning strikes as the storm system just kind of moves up the central Sierra, continuing moving up Northern California. Now, the areas that we're still concerned over, we've got a number of areas that are under a red flag warning by the National Weather Service. Here's Redding, just to put it into perspective for you, but you can see a large swath of land in Northern California still under a red flag warning by the Weather Service due to the potential of dry lightning and gusty winds. Now, what's dry lightning? Well, it's a thunderstorm system that moves over an area and it brings very little to no rainfall at all, but still has lightning. That lightning hits the ground and because of the dry conditions, sparks a wildfire. Now, if I go back and show you our interactive Google map, you can see there are half a dozen or so of these complexes. A fire complex is what we call a series of wildfires that we manage under one management team or one incident. So we have several of those. For us at CAL FIRE, we're running the Mendocino Lightning Fire. That complex is made up of 6 fires right now, totaling about 50 acres. Now, all in total, about 75% containment. That Mendocino Lightning Complex burning in Brook Trails and Willits. The other major one is the Humboldt Lightning Complex. Pretty much about 70 or so small lightning spark fires in the southeastern portion of Humboldt County. So far, the Humboldt Lightning Complex, all in total, those fires have burned over 1,200 acres, 10% contained. Again, all sparked by lightning. We have some other significant lightning fires to talk about over in Trinity County, another area on the Shasta Trinity National Forest hit very hard. The Fort Complex has grown as well at a very explosive size and speed with a number of wildfires in that fire itself. That fire has now grown to well over 24,000 acres. So a very large amount of area in Trinity County. If we zoom in a little bit more, I want to show you Hayfork. This is a small community in Trinity County off Highway 3. Fires burning all around that area. There were some earlier evacuation orders that had been placed, but again, throughout Trinity County, throughout Shasta County, we're still seeing significant lightning activity. And even once these thunderstorm systems move out of the area, there's still the potential for lightning fires. That's because the lightning may hit the ground and may smolder there for several days before there's enough heat to actually ignite into a wildfire and start spreading. And once that happens, then it's reported to us. Then we can go and put it out. Now we'll be doing a lot of reconnaissance, looking for those smokes, sending our crews and our resources out there. One thing we talked about yesterday, if you watched our fire situation report, is with all of the fires right now burning in California, all 21 of these. And again, this whole map is on our website at fire.ca.gov. But how do we manage fighting all these fires at one time? Well, it takes a lot of firefighters from a lot of departments. Fire departments from LA County all the way up to Siskiyou County, from the south to the north, the Forest Service, us, Bureau of Land Management, all these other federal fire agencies, local fire agencies, all of us working together to manage our resources, making sure that our firefighters are out there battling aggressively to contain these fires. Now, we have called in assistance from the National Guard. 2 C-130 air tankers have been flying over the last day or so. We've called in 2 more from Colorado. The Colorado National Guard is also going to be sending 2 more C-130s. All of those aircraft right now based at our McClellan reload base and dropping a lot of retardant to help slow down these fires, especially the Rocky Fire. Again, as there is so much threat throughout Lake County. Now, the Rocky Fire has burned into several counties. As we keep zooming in here, you can see the county line here in blue. This is Lake County, everything this way to the west, Lake County. This right here is Yolo County, up here Colusa County. So this fire has now grown into 3 counties. Again, our concern though, all the homes that are around there. So we continue to do structure protection, structure defense, and obviously working to build containment around this fire. So the outlook over the next couple days, the red flag warning for the lightning and the high fire risk up in Northern California is at this point set to expire later tonight. That will be good. But again, conditions are still very dry, so we do continue to ask for your help, making sure you're prepared for fires and that you do your part to prevent them as well. So if you want to get the latest on all of these fires or any of these fires that we may not have covered, you want to see where it's burning, make sure you visit our website at fire.ca.gov. That's where you can get the latest acreage containment, evacuation information, and of course, find our interactive Google statewide fire map. So that's the latest on the fire situation here in California. I'm Daniel Berlant. Have a fire-safe rest of your weekend.